The letting go of uh that's something that's come up in almost every one of these interviews that I've done. Just the pain and the difficulty and the challenge of letting go of some of these outcomes, because I feel like so many of us like to have control over the process and the end result, and we want it to be a certain way, and just we've built our entire lives around being able to say I will do this, which will lead to this, which will go here. And there's none of that. Like it's like shooting an arrow into a thunderstorm. There's nothing that you can do to tell you where it's going to go and what's going to happen. It's just as likely to turn around and hit you in the face as it is to keep going anywhere. So the idea of letting go, that it it's a challenge to let go of the process and the end result when it comes to dealing with children and your relationship and how you as an input function within that system. It must be equally challenging to let go of like the self, uh almost like judgment of why aren't I able to handle X, Y, and Z? Why can't I deal with this? Why aren't we on the same page here? um and you're not the first person to bring up therapy as a way of dealing with some of that and as a way of kind of addressing some of that. And I wonder, did you have, you sound like you're really, really gung-ho about doing therapy. Did you have like roadblocks to get over, or did you just like immediately were like, this is going to be a lifeline, like we're going to hold on to this, and at least for me this is going to work really, really well?
Well, a little bit of both. I definitely had roadblocks because I had a belief system that I had to work through. And there were many layers that were a part of that belief system that I had to just peel through, and they take time to ravel through, organize, and then kind of stack wherever you have to stack them or burn them or whatever it is that you have to do with your belief systems. But yeah, I definitely held on to that lifeline as much as I could. At the same time, I knew that becoming um, a prisoner of therapy was not the way to go either. And this was something that was coming up for me a lot within my meditation practice. I started really meditating during that time, and I was using it mostly as a band-aid, but I realized that, okay, I can't be dependent on my therapy sessions or on the people around me always feeling good or doing things in a way that I like them done. So where is it that I find solace and comfort and a place where I can be in my power, so to speak, in my sense of control and confidence, and in a place where I can also be of service without uh, causing harm? Because that's one of the biggest things that I learned, that I thought that my service was always good, but many times my way of serving was harmful. Thus, I had to flip the switch, and this was part of the roadblocks that I was meeting, into really hearing what the needs were, and then being able to connect with the feelings that were alive in either Tanai or Tanya or myself, so we could connect. And this is where I had to become a better listener, and I had to let go of trying to bring my strengths to the table, because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of sometimes I try and solve a problem, right?
Hmm.
And I'm like, all right, great, I see what the solution is here, and I'm just gonna like bull through a china shop. I don't Doesn't matter, we're gonna get to the solution, and then everyone's gonna be okay because we got to the solution. And that's not it. That does not get it done. And I think I've been learning that, it's become much clearer, obviously, with the baby, because my wife and I are tired, and if there's an issue like that, everything gets amplified, everything becomes much more than it actually is. And so I remember I uh I was holding my son. He was like maybe 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old, and he was kind of crying a little bit. Not like, it wasn't a serious cry. He was just kind of like fussing and letting out. And I was like crying back at him, not like mocking him, but kind of crying back at him. So I was kind of like, meh, like back at him, right? And now at like 3 months, that's kind of funny. Like he has this one little cry that I think is really cute and very funny. It doesn't hurt because he's not in desperate need of anything, but he does this little like lip pucker and he just goes, meh. And it's just the funniest, cutest thing that a little infant has ever done. And at that point, I thought it was funny at like 2 weeks, but my wife did not think it was funny. And it turned into a thing because my way of sort of dealing with this new responsibility was to kind of, just make light of it a little bit. So I was trying to find the humor in that. And she was like, "You're mocking my baby." And no one mocks my baby. I was like, I'm not making fun of him. Like, this isn't what this. So that's just one. Yeah. When you're tired, everything.
Funny that you say that. Actually, we had the same thing with our grandson, but in reverse. Tanya was mocking him, and I was like, "No, do not mess with my baby." So,
yeah, it is.
but
it
yeah,
really is. It's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. But yeah, when you are tired, when you haven't slept, and you are confused, and you feel like, oh, wait, I have no time to think, no time to do anything but to focus on this little thing, this little baby that requires all of my attention right now, which, by the way, after 3 months, it gets harder.
I can't wait. I'm so unprepared, but I can't wait.
Yeah, everything becomes 10x in magnitude. That's for sure.